White Lotus star Amy Lou Wood pitched Mike White an American accent for her character, but stuck with my Manchester one, adds no Americans have my teeth. She can't fix her teeth now. She'd be unrecognizable. They're iconic at this point. She was great in Sex Education as well. I think it fits better for her character to not be American while paired up with Goggins, especially regarding them looking like a counterpart to Greg and his girlfriend, in the scenes they share together. Also, I'd like to pretend that Chelsea is a distant cousin to her character in Sex Education, but gone down a worse path in comparison. They do, just not on TV. Anyone have any idea what this pattern on the back of each stormtrooper is? From Star Wars, The Visual Dictionary, 1998, a power pack and pressurized gas system in the stormtrooper armor backplate allows a trooper to survive even the vacuum of space for limited periods. Bonus fun fact is the cylinder on their lower back is a thermal detonator that's deliberately unmarked so enemies can't use it. This is just speculation, but I always assumed it was just couplets where stuff like a Sand Trooper backpack or a Space Trooper rebreather / jetpack could be mounted. In 1977 I thought it said oil. Man face palming light skin tone. The Witcher 3 devs created a Jekyll and Hyde style character for their new vampire RPG because nobody yet has done that. Not really a Jekyll and Hyde type thing, dude is just a traditional vampire like Dracula that is simply as strong as a human during daytime. I would sort of consider Therese / Jeanette from Vampire, The Masquerade, Bloodlines a Jekyll and Hyde character. We have created something just like this thing from the past, but no one has ever done it before. Wrong answers only. What was he implying Lucius gets up to? On a side note, it's funny to realize that at that moment Barty Jr. was probably speaking as himself and not as Moody. Lucius uses a wig because he lost his hair in an experiment with his own brand of hair products. His father is actually a muggle bloke called Jason Isaacs, pretending that Draco is his son. Draco's whole life is a lie. Arrested Development creator was nervous to cast Jason Bateman after actors failed pilots, directors say. His acid dry delivery is what brings the show together. I can't imagine anyone else in the role. This show was brilliantly cast. Bateman is fantastic. As well as the show is written, one of the best pilots ever. I don't think it would work quite as well without him bringing the center of all the chaos the rest of the characters bring. Coraline, 2009. This is my biggest brag, but my aunt worked on Coraline. She knitted the sweater for the Coraline puppet. Coraline has a mom. She can tidy while Coraline is asleep, putting her clothes away or putting her toy on the shelf. My mom would go in my room all the time early in the morning to see me before she went to work, and she would pick up my clothes from off the floor. What I'm driving at is that the room being tidy points towards the other mother pretending to care for Coraline, and then back in the real world her mom is now showing her that care. Let's be real, this is what would have happened rolling on the floor laughing. Grey Worm better be on the lookout for any butterfly when he gets over there. Jay, did he say noth? Yes, they are all going to die of the butterfly fever. You can come home as soon as they sail to their deaths. Okay, look, D&D, Honor Among Thieves is amazing. You know who agrees with you? Jarnathan. Don't forget Hugh Grant loving every minute of being dastardly. The graveyard scene, with them fucking up the questions for very specific rules of the reanimation spell, is exactly how our D&D campaign would go. Also, the movie had a banger soundtrack. Both the druid transformation escape scene and the scene with the paladin dude fighting the undead cultists had some great music to them. In Shrek, 2001, there's a hidden image of Z from the movie Ants, 1998, in one of the glass windows at the entrance to Duloc. Bonus Easter egg, the other window has a hidden image of a random woman. This is actually really wild. I wonder who the woman is. She has to have some form of relevance to someone for them to have bothered hiding her here. Just to mention, I saw the woman first and only noticed the ant when I took a closer look at the screen. The other wizard schools as I imagine them. Uagadou is carved into a mountain, sad face. Why is Cold of Storage the Neuschwanstein Castle? Severance creator Dan Erickson says the Black Mirror episode White Christmas inspired him to make the series. Makes a ton of sense now that I think about it. The idea of enslaving part of your consciousness is just terrifying. Nice. My favorite Black Mirror episode. Eleven's teacher was 100% in the wrong here. What she should have done is not let that punk Angela control the narrative. Any record of events can be considered history, it would have been an opportunity to teach that lesson. Instead, she just enabled bullying. Oh well, sucks for Angela's face. I also agree because she was ignorant, and not only that but she made the weakest attempt to try and get the other kids to stop laughing and making fun of her. I wished so badly in that moment she could make them pee their pants or something lol like the other bully in season 1. Regardless of any definition of historical, the teacher should be supporting her student. He made an honest effort. Some teachers just aren't good people. In A Knight's Tale, 2001, the church Jocelyn attends has no pews as they wouldn't have become widely used until the 15th century. A Knight's Tale is a top 5 sports movie of all time, and I will gladly joust anyone who says it's not a sports movie. I remember they said in interviews at the time they wanted to give the proper feeling of what it would have been like for audiences to the Justs at the time, which is why they specifically used stadium rock songs modern audiences would be familiar with. I got the impression they were really trying for accuracy, with a really specific mix of correct and makes the correct feeling. Weirdly accurate detail for such an anachronistic movie. George Lucas scrapped Star Wars show Star Wars Underworld would have cost billions of dollars. Producer Rick McCallum actually tried to budget out what the show could cost and the lowest he ever got it to was $40 million per episode. And that was back 15 years ago. That's an insane budget in today's money. So would it be possible with current CGI and technology to drastically bring down the cost with green screen? George seems like the kind of guy who would have been happy to pay that if he could. For better or worse, he's always been dedicated to the art above the profits. It helps that he's been filthy rich for decades, but even so, he just loves the craft. Like and subscribe.